So all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth, where I'm still learning this truth, and also Shalom to the remnant. All right, this is going to be a short video, Lord willing. This is just going to be a good news reading of Ezekiel, the 31st chapter. Yes, because in the lesson in the series that we are on the channel, all right, we are talking about the trees in Eden, okay, and this is what was stated about the trees. I mean, this chapter. So Israel in Paleo Hebrew is Yashar Allah, okay, it means Yah he, all right, Shar is prince, and Allah, God or power, okay. So Yashar Allah, he the prince of power, he the prince of God, okay. Speaking of Israelites or Israel, okay. So we are likened to trees. We are actually likened to, speaking of Israelites, we are likened to present or pleasant plants, all right, or goodly trees, fair and goodly trees, okay. And another example of these nations being likened to trees is in Ezekiel, the 31st chapter, which is what we are going to read. Now, outside of just these readings, okay, there is a breakdown of this chapter. You can go into this chapter even more deeper than just looking at it for the reference of the reference between man and trees, okay? So, Lord willing, later on this channel, we'll go into the breakdown of Ezekiel, the 31st chapter, and what it stands for, okay? But for now, just listen and realize that when it speaks of trees or plants or what it is referring to is men, okay? Men, all right? So let's go ahead with the Good News translation, Ezekiel, the 31st chapter, okay? Okay, Ezekiel, the 31st chapter in the Good News translation. The heading says, in the Good News, all right? The heading says, Egypt is compared to a cedar tree, okay? So it reads, on the first day of the 3rd month of the 11th year of our exile, the Lord spoke to me. Mortal man, he said, say to the king of Egypt and all his people, how powerful you are. What can I compare you to? You are like a cedar in Lebanon, with beautiful shady branches, a tree so tall it reaches the clouds. There was water to make it grow, and underground rivers to feed it. They watered the place where the tree was growing, and sent streams to all the trees of the forest. But it was well watered, it grew taller than other trees. Its branches grew thick and long. Every kind of bird built nests in its branches. The wild animal bore their young in its shelter. The nations of the world rested in its shade. How beautiful the tree was, so tall, with such long branches. Its roots reached down to the deep flowing streams. No cedar in God's garden could compare with it. No fir tree ever had such branches, and no plane tree such limbs. No tree in God's own garden was so beautiful. I made it beautiful with spreading branches. It was the envy of every tree in Eden, the garden of God. Now then, I, the sovereign Lord, will tell you what is going to happen to that tree that grew until it reached the clouds. As it grew until it reached the clouds, as it grew taller, it grew proud. So I have rejected it and will let a foreign ruler have it. He will give it, he will give that tree what it deserves for its wickedness. All right. Ruthless foreigners will cut it down and leave it. Its branches and broken limbs will fall on every mountain and valley in the country. All nations that have been living in its shade will go away. The birds will come and perch on the fallen tree, and the wild animals will walk over its branches. And so, from now on, no tree, no matter how well watered it is, will grow that tall again or push its top through the clouds and reach such a height. All of them are doomed to die like mortals, doomed to join those who go down to the world of the dead. This is what the sovereign Lord says. On the day when the tree goes to the world of the dead, I will make the underground waters cover it as a sign of mourning. I will hold back the rivers and not let the many streams flow out, because the tree has died. I will bring darkness over the Lebanon mountains and make all the trees of the forest wither. When I send it down to the world of the dead, the noise of its downfall will shake the nations. All the trees of Eden and all the choice, well watered trees of Lebanon, who have gone to the world below, will be pleased at its downfall. They will go with it to the world of the dead, to join those that have already fallen, and all who live under its shadow will be scattered among the nations. The tree is the king of Egypt and all his people. Not even the trees in Eden were so tall and impressive. But now, like the trees of Eden, it will go down to the world of the dead and join the ungodly and those killed in battle. I have spoken, says the sovereign Lord. All right. So that was the good news reading of Ezekiel, the 31st chapter, and the good news. Okay. Um, Next video, Lord willing, will be the NLT reading of Ezekiel, the 31st chapter. Okay, like I said, there is a full breakdown of Ezekiel 31 and what this means. Okay, but this point, the reason why we're reading it this time around is to show that men are likened to trees. Okay, so with that, I'd like to say, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth and where I'm still learning this truth. And also, Shalom to the remnant. We'll see you in the next video, Lord willing. Shalom.